So June 1st, 2020, you had the right-wing sovereign who killed Tecumseh, my puppy, my well-behaved puppy, who I raised on a leash. I raised on a leash and a collar. He was well-fed, well-behaved. My neighbor, Nick number 2, said every time he told him to get off the property, if he ever got onto the property, he just left. Their dogs didn't do the same. It didn't matter how many times I yelled at their dogs, they wouldn't leave because they knew I was a nice person. And the moment that I showed a little bit of kindness to any one of the dogs, I would just pat Shakti on her head. And the moment that I would show her kindness and I'd pat her on her head, she would be, she liked the pats, but really it was about the food. You're being nice to me, so that means you're going to let me stay here on your property so I can eat some of your food. No, I'm just patting you on the head and you can hang out with, my dogs for a bit, but eventually you got to go back home. But that's all it took, just the tiniest bit of kindness. Hi, Shakti. Hi there, Arrow. And they kept coming back. And then Nick number 2 was like, you need to hate my dogs, and you need to get the dogs, instead of him tying the dogs up. And it was such fucking bullshit. Every time I would leave, they were over at my house fucking taking goddamn dog food and shit. Took probably $100, $200 worth of fucking dog food. Also giving me no peace of mind. I appreciated Shakti. I appreciated both of their dogs actually doing that because they were practiced criminals. My stuff isn't secure. If I go to the grocery store and come right back and a dog was able to get into my house and eat my dog food, well then that means a person probably could get into the house as well. So they showed holes in my security system. They're also dogs doing what dogs do. Just because the owners are a bunch of fucking assholes, they didn't fucking get... I would be bothered. My dogs keep trespassing on your land. My dog keeps stealing your fucking goddamn dog food. My dog keeps on fucking terrorizing you day in and day out. You know what I wouldn't do? Go over to them and say, hey, you need to be shitty to my dogs. You need to tie your fucking dog up. It's on my fucking property. You're trespassing on my property every fucking day. Can't you keep your dog on your own fucking property? Motherfucker wants to be a fucking asshole. For this, for that. Nothing's ever fucking good enough. Tecumseh was killed June 1st, 2020. Tecumseh was a good dog. July 21st, 2020. And I got my suspects, but Nobel Havens went out there, fucking was a dick, would argue with me, put a thumb up his butt, and then left. And then that's it. That's the great fucking police work of America. That's the great institutions that we're saying that... I heard our entire economic system is based upon the trust in our institutions. Trust in our banking institutions and our institutions. You talk about the police, goddamn terrorist brigade. I don't know why I was being messed with. The only thing I could assume is that, I hate the right-wing sovereign pieces of shit. I'm a progressive. I'm not religious. I'm progressive. I want to raise my children in an abuse-free household, in a crime-free neighborhood, in a civil society. And I know that in order to be a good person, you have to have a philosophy of goodness, and then you have to enact that philosophy of goodness. So planting trees is a good thing. It's always a good thing. The rule is it's a good thing. I guess you could do too much planting of trees. And actually, that's a problem in Costilla County because their planning and zoning says you can't raise marijuana or trees. And I think they're trying to do it to save water. But you got the cows shitting in the water and stuff, so don't act like you're sitting there trying to protect the water. And you also have illegal settlements, right? They sat there and did a soil sample because you don't want to piss and shit on the fucking land, but that's crappy land. That land needs piss and shit on it. But you can't have a septic by the gorge because the rocks are too rocky. So there's settlements on the rocks. There's settlements on the edge of the gorge. That means they couldn't possibly have a fucking septic that works. And actually, if a septic is self-contained, I guess they got the overflow thing. Yeah, I had to pay for not just a septic, but we also had to have 2 infiltrators. Fucking 40 infiltrators behind the fucking septic tanks. I had to fucking do so much extra shit before I got a safe and level and warm house. I was thinking maybe I could just stay in the fucking septic tank. Because I wanted to do it right. I bent over fucking backwards. I'm wasting all the money at the RV park with a bunch of white trash pieces of shit. And then when I did finally get some time out there, then I'm fucking digging holes in the wind. Dirt's going all over my face, but it's got to be a 6-foot hole because Colleen Romero needs to do the soil sample thing. And then she's acting like as she's sitting there doing the soil sample, my land is fine, my land is proper, it's in the right space, but she's acting like she's going to fuck me over. She's going to take $600 away from me and then tell me that my land isn't good enough and that I have to move away. And then she was acting like that. Eventually, I was able to, get it on the up and up and got my septic tank passed. But Robert Pickrell moved in. You had 4 or 5 other people that moved in. None of them did any of that shit. None of them got any of the disrespect that Colleen Romero fucking gave to me. Because I'm lawful, I get shitted on by Colleen Romero. Is Colleen Romero going to say anything to Robert Pickrell? Is her and Robert Pickrell, is she a right-wing sovereign piece of shit? Is that why they're letting all them fucking criminals in Seminole Trail get away with not paying for their permits? Because they went there and they're criminal pieces of shit, and since I'm on the up and up, they hate my good example, they hate my light. They hate that I got a green gate, they're a bunch of jealous fucking bitches, and they're wicked as fuck. Do you really need intelligence? Do you need a philosophy of evil to know why people would do bad things? They want to steal your shit. My abuser took $50 right out of my hand. Why did he do that? He said, well, Tim Gripshover was trying to give the money to him first. He took the $50 out of my hand because he wanted the $50 in his hand. He didn't want me to have the power. He wanted him to have the power. That's the fucking reason. That's why Caucasians do what Caucasians do. So I was just trying to goddamn read all these felony menacings. There's been a lot of felony menacings that had fucking happened. Maybe I should just read it from bottom up, so that way I don't get distracted anymore. Felony menacing number 8. All these felony menacings happened before I before I got arrested for firing 3 warning shots. Kenny Capin and a guy at the James Back's RV junkyard guy. So you had one drive-by shooting, Robert Pickrell and Kenny Capin, but then Kenny Capin's going to come back, and then there's a guy, the RV junkyard, there's a Huron Trail guy. He had a yellow car. I used to wave to him every freaking time. It came from James Back's house. It came from his fucking house. It came from exactly that direction. So it was coordinated. Kenny Capin was going to go by my house and fucking do some shit. And then the James Back guy, the guy by James Back's RV fucking place. And I guess it could have been somebody fucking else, but I'm closer to the truth than you motherfuckers are. But right at James Back's house. So if it's not James Back's, I don't know who the hell it could have been. I'm thinking that maybe somebody else could have been over there situated, like in that direction. But nobody lives back there, and there'd be no reason to situate yourself back there unless you live back there. Kenny Capin drives southbound Seminole Trail going up the hill, and it was fucked with me, revved his engine or something, right? He needs to get my attention. Kenny Capin, I feel like, is the kind of guy that he needs a reason. He can't just hate people just to hate them. He needs a reason to hate you. So he's going to be a dick, be a dick, be a dick. And then when you're like, hey, stop being a dick, then he's like, hey, why are you being a dick to me? You were being a dick first. So that's, Kenny Capin and Robert Pickrell sitting there flashing lights at my dogs. And then I'd fired a couple warning shots, and then they're driving by shooting shots at my head. Why do we need this? Why do we need Robert Pickrell and Kenny Capin driving by your fucking house to fuck with your fucking dogs? Those are my practice kids. So Kenny Capin and Robert Pickrell are going to sit there and try to spotlight my fucking kids and shit. These are my practice kids. So you have one person kill my kid, another person fucking kidnapping my practice kid, and now you got Kenny Capin and fucking Robert Pickrell spotlighting my practice kids. And they're my dogs. They're going to be protective. So to what? To spotlight a dog and then get them to bark and, I got the dog to bark. I'm so smart. And then the cops had said that they drove by and the dogs didn't bark. They didn't bark at every fucking, most of the time they didn't bark. If you just drove by, did your thing, they didn't even notice you. They didn't even give a shit. It didn't even fucking hit their radar that something was happening. Only if you slowed down because you was fucking with me, and then their spidey senses went off because they're fucking instinctual. They're dogs. So that happened July 9th, 2021. Why is that okay? I mean, why is Danny Sanchez and Michael Gonzalez and why does Patrice Engel and Ann Kelly, why are they okay with drive-by shootings? March 2nd, 2021, this is another drive-by. A guy's driving super slow by the Paiute Trail. Paiute Trail is there by Bruce Johnson. It's right there next to the gorge. So I'm on Delaware and Seminole, and then the next block over is the Paiute Trail. And they were spotlighting people. Then he starts spotlighting me. He's over there by fucking Bruce Johnson. He don't see it. Fucking goddamn Pickrell don't see it. Nick and Noah don't see it. Motherfucking Adam Clayton don't see it. And all these, Adam Clayton was around, but then now he's not around anymore. But none of them saw any fucking thing. All these tough fucking guys. And when I spotlighted him back, he fired several shots at me. And I'm not for sure who the fucking this piece of shit is. What are you spotlighting for? Are they fucking poaching? Who the fuck is this fucking person? And why don't anybody in the neighborhood seem to give a shit? Because you guys are all in on it? You fucking right-wing, sovereign, perverted pieces of shit. You molester oppressors. You fucking wicked motherfuckers. You don't want to do planning and zoning. And you don't want to pay for your permits. You don't want to be lawful. You don't want to be good and moral. And you definitely don't read the laws. You don't want to be a good fucking person. You don't want to have a positive and progressive influence on the fucking world. You're a piece of shit. Your dad beat the shit out of your mom, so you're a piece of shit too. Your dad abandoned you and you think that piece of shit fucking asshole men who bully are the fucking way to be. I think the meek inherit the universe because you got to have somebody to defend. And so for all those people that feel like they did what they were supposed to do, they followed the fucking rules, they listened to the schools, the parents, the cops, they listened to the church, they listened to everybody, and everybody lied to them, and everybody was fucking manipulating them, and nobody told them the truth. And then all of a sudden, Jordan Peterson drops a couple truth bombs and says, hey, be formidable, be strong, have confidence in yourself. How come nobody else in the fucking world could tell us that? For men to be better, for men to stand up and be better and be, why did, and then he says to have a sword but keep it sheathed, to be a monster but to control it. That's exactly what it is. Y'all been fucking with me because my mother told me to not fucking be mean, and so I've been extra nice to you motherfuckers, and you guys you're not fucking impressed. Don't you be mean to women. You're not supposed to be mean to anybody. But I'm sitting here being fucking nicer. And then my old man's probably a sweetheart. Goddamn motherfucking. The color purple. You had the color purple. Oprah came from an abusive household. And she found a good man. And she was treating the good man like shit. And then eventually Whoopi told the good man, why don't you give Oprah a little smack when she starts acting crazy. So Oprah started acting crazy. The man gave her a smack. Then she respected him. Then she's like, don't you ever interfere with my relationship. Still being a fucking ugly motherfucker. But the point was, I'm not the abuser. I'm the good one, motherfucker. And if my mother told me to be sweeter than a sweetheart, that's why it's not fucking working. You don't need fucking kind people. Jesus Christ, people turning the other cheek. You don't need a fair society. I'm not sure where I'm going with this. God damn it. It's bullshit. This is scary shit. I don't know who these people are, and I don't know why the Danny Sanchez and Michael Gonzalez and Patrice Engel and the DAs and fucking Robert Willett didn't. I'll tell you why. Alonzo Payne is this short little piece of shit. And Alonzo Payne isn't going to arrest the guy, so they need to have these big, strong bouncer fucking men to be cops. The three branches of government isn't shit without the police branch. You got the fourth branch of government. And for the longest time, the police could do whatever the fuck they want because the judges were just going to go ahead and rubber stamp their fucking bullshit. That's not a system. Cop arrests somebody and then the courts fuck you over. That's not a system. That's only a system if you're wealthy and rich. And it's like, yeah, make sure you handle the poor rabble. January 29th, 2021, Robert Pickrell. 100% it was Robert. He was a fucking passenger, saw him get into the fucking truck, and he drives off his fucking property, drives up to the top of the hill, starts flashing the little tiny, not a spotlight, but like one of those little tactical lights where you could click like 3 times and it's like blinking real fast. So that's what we're going to fucking do at late at night. We're not going to have caucuses. We're not going to fucking vote. We're not going to goddamn, have bike rides and walks and have people working on each other's houses. We're going to be piece of shit, bitch ass criminal fucks. That's what we're going to do for the rest of our fucking lives. Because fuck you, right? And then when somebody's being fucked with by somebody else, and then it's not that. I know Robert Pickrell's fucking with me. I know Phil Greeney is fucking with me. I know Noah Spalding is fucking with me. I know Kenny Capin is fucking with me. I know fucking Hiram Richardson and Jacqueline Mitchell were fucking with me. I know that for a fucking fact. I was going to make a different goddamn point, though, but my own mother says that, she didn't give a shit who abused me as a child because she wasn't going to do anything about it. She never was a good person. She was never going to be a good fucking mother, a good person that stood up for family. She just wasn't going to be a good person. So she's telling me to be sweeter than a sweetheart. And she's an asshole. She's telling me to be sweeter than a sweetheart. And that's not working with any of you assholes. But meanwhile, Jordan Peterson says to be strong and to have a backbone and be formidable. Okay, well, if I'm going to have a backbone and be formidable, I'd like to have a witness or two. I got some cameras, and I got videotape, but I just asked my mother to sit next to me. She couldn't fucking do that. Because her entire life, she's never been committed to my motherfucking life. And she, I fucked up, and then I guess if you just fuck up, and then you never do good, then you'll never be expected to do good the day after, and the day after, and the day after. Oh, Maggie Webster was good to you, and we should have stood up for her and defended her and not let her get fucking ran over and have that bad accident? Yeah, I guess so. Oh, well. No, you're a terrible person, motherfucker. That she was the only one that was good to me. Goddamn, I made straight A's for you fucking assholes, and all those teachers were shit. And I told you one teacher was fucking good. And you didn't give a shit. So Robert Pickrell, Kenny Capin, they're doing fucking drive-bys against me. Fucking great time. Yellow Penske trucks driving by me. What, were going to rob me whenever I fucking leave? Robert Pickrell's fucking goddamn calling people. Hey, he just left his house. He just fucking left his house. You need to get up in there. Fucking white fucking truck is parked there. I asked him to fucking look at my spot. Motherfucker came over to my house. I let him stay at my house for 3 days. You think Robert Pickrell's fucking appreciative of that? You know, if you would have gave me a ride to the post office, I would appreciate that forever. If you would have let me spend the night for 3 days, if you would have posted up, if you would have sat next to me, you know, you assholes, a lot of people have, like, you know, criticisms here and there. But it was fucking, I forget who the guy was. It was a black dude. Fucking brilliant. But he basically said, if you don't have a critique of my oppression, you can't criticize me. You haven't, you know what you haven't done? You haven't sat next to me and been a decent fucking person. You haven't been a good fucking neighbor. You've never been a decent fucking person to me. You've never been kind and decent and give a shit. Now, I asked for so fucking little. So you want to sit there and try to say this is going on and that's going on? You know what you didn't fucking do? You didn't sit in a fucking chair. You also didn't goddamn file complaint of the crimes you did witness. You don't view America the way I view America. I want a abuse-free household, crime-free neighborhood, civil society. You see a crime, you should report the crime, right? No, that's what Danny Sanchez, he was prepared to let these motherfuckers keep harassing me, and then harass me. That's what Danny Sanchez was prepared to do, and for what? Based on a 30-second video and an accusation. An accusation and a 30-second video of me just driving away. You want some videotape of people driving? I got plenty of videotape of people just driving. You want an accusation? I got several accusations. I've wrote the shit up. I talked to 1, 2, 3, 4 people. I wrote 5 pages of shit. What the fuck does it take to convince you people of shit? Y'all just too fucking smart. You gotta obey your daddy. And when daddy says, goddamn Soto tells Hunter Velasquez, hey, we're gonna go arrest this guy. Well, there's a dog out here. We'll just shoot it. Just shoot and kill it. Do you need any evidence there, Hunter Velasquez? Do any of y'all need any evidence? Whatsoever? I have all the evidence in the world, but y'all too fucking smart for me. Y'all deny all the fucking evidence. Why? Because you don't want to give a shit? This is just going to be a pattern for my life, for the rest of my life? I remember I defended myself one time in school. I was afraid to death that I was going to get suspended and get beat up by the fucking abusers. You think they ever had my back anytime anybody picked on me or fucking did shit to me? You think they ever fucking said shit to the person or the school or anybody? They wouldn't even tell me that I deserve better. They were so fucking goddamn gung-ho of oppressing me and making me into a dish bitch, they were prepared to let the world rape the shit out of me. In fact, that's the fucking goal. When I go to college, we're going to try to fuck our son over so that way he comes crawling back to us. Yeah, he's been getting raped the whole time. Yep, he's going to get raped out there too. But you know what I don't want to do? I want to go back to the people that's supposed to love me and for them to fucking fuck me over as well. If I'm going to choose who's going to fuck me over, I'd rather strangers fuck me over because then I'm not so fucking brokenhearted about it. So you got the white truck in the video. If you ask a couple questions, you'd figure this out. But Kenny Capin and Robert Pickrell, they're allowed to fucking take an attempt on my life because who gives a shit, right? Who gives a fuck? I mean, if you're Ann Kelly and Patrice Engel, you got 100 cops that are going to just do anything for you at the drop of a hat. You have all the security in the world. If you're Michael Gonzalez, you're telling me that he's got 100 cops at his disposal and he couldn't fucking goddamn give me one fucking police officer? He couldn't say, hey, here's a detective, here's a phone number. When something happens, talk to him and consult with him. Not one good motherfucker out here. I know I'd be a way better cop than you pieces of shit. I'd ask a couple questions. Oh, yeah? Why don't you go fucking goddamn... What, I'm just interrogating... What, acting like I'm a fucking police officer when I have no fucking police? I got citizen arrest authority. But they wouldn't even recognize that shit. Robert Thrash is still in jail. Robert Thrash says that No is a fucking liar. Robert Thrash was enforcing the court's fucking orders. Do the court even fucking respect their own fucking orders? So I don't know who this drive-by shooting is on March 2nd, 2021. That was right by Robert Pickrell. That had been right by Nick number 2, Bruce Johnson, Wayne Johnson, John Stun, Wayne Johnson, Nick number 2. And Nick number 2 isn't going to get subpoenaed because I don't know his last name. And I don't know anybody that knows his last name. So he's not going to get subpoenaed. And it might all be fucking, all this shit might be just circled, I think it's either circled around him or my dog Tim Tim. It's probably Tim Tim, frankly. But a new person comes into the neighborhood, kind of changes the energy of the neighborhood, right? And some of this shit, my fucking feelings are fucking hurt. I was kind to you fucking dickhead motherfuckers. You didn't have time to figure out who killed my dog, huh? You didn't have time to go drive down the road and say, hey, did you kill his dog? But you had plenty of time to buy that motherfucker's water, didn't you, motherfucker? Had plenty of time to hang out with fucking criminal motherfuckers, didn't you, right-wing sovereign pieces of shit? You're not. Go to court and testify that you're not, motherfucker. I'm gonna assume all you fucking pieces of shit for the rest of my life are right-wing sovereign bitch-ass pieces of fucking shit. I've been a fucking goddamn... No motherfucking racist has ever talked to me and walked away thinking I was on their fucking side. Stupid motherfuckers. People just fuck with you because they want to fuck with you. If I found out that you was an anti-racist motherfucker, I would goddamn do the Charleston with you. Do a little swing dancing. Have a jubilee. I grew up around racism. I fucking hate racists, but I'm out here by myself because I didn't find comfort with the KKK motherfuckers. I'm out here stuck with you pricks. And you think you picked up the fucking slack? Yeah, I know. It sucked. I had a fucking tough childhood. But you know what? I like myself. I'm not a racist piece of shit. And I'm still dedicated to raising my children in an abuse-free household in a crime-free neighborhood in a civil society. No matter what the fuck you pieces of shit fucking think. When one person's stalking another motherfucker and just fucking over and over again and you all don't do shit and say shit, how are you not on the side of fucking evil? How are you not on the side of fucking injustice and wickedness? So, James Back, the RV junkyard guy, Kenny Capin's doing fucking drive-bys. Who's this doing another fucking drive-by March 22nd? These are before. So we're allowed to do drive-bys, right? Apparently, Robert Pickrell and Kenny Capin could do all the drive-bys that they fucking want. Kenny Capin and that James Bax guy and then that fucking Paiute Trail guy. Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck cares, right? Felony animal cruelty. Jacqueline Mitchell attempts to murder Shakti. She drives all the way around. All the way around. And then I told Noah about it, but then he starts fucking with me about it. He did say something to them, but it's like, oh, y'all best fucking friends now? Piece of shit. Jacqueline Mitchell tried to kidnap Arrow, tried to kidnap Tim, tried to fucking run over my fucking dog several fucking times. Somebody killed one of my fucking dogs, and I'm just a victim, and she wasn't the victim, she was the perpetrator, and she committed crime after crime after fucking crime. And if you don't believe it, I was nice to all these fucking people. So her son had come over to my house. So you see, he gets neighbor fucking privilege, right? But I didn't yell at him and tell him to get the fuck out of here. That's what Jacqueline Mitchell wanted me to do. Treat him like a piece of shit. How dare you be kind to my 20-year-old full-grown adult son? Was I supposed to be shitty? I'm not supposed to be neighborly? Fuck you. Jacqueline Mitchell wanted some of that killing the neighbor's puppy power. What? They killed. Now I'm supposed to pretend to Jacqueline Mitchell. Nobody knows anything. Hiram Mitchell, Jacqueline Mitchell, Phil Greeney. Nobody knows who killed my puppy. Nobody knows nothing. But you guys are coming here, going here, there, everywhere. Everybody knows everybody, everything. I had one guy, Frank Borski, said, it looks like you guys have barbecues all the time. Wouldn't that be nice to live in a good neighborhood where we do have barbecues, where people have each other's backs? If you had, let's assume you got 10 houses and you want a good neighborhood. You know what I want with those 10 houses? I don't care what you do with your land and your house. I want you to get the best, nicest vehicle and the best goddamn fucking fence, build fucking 2-3-story house, have a fucking shed, have motherfucking basketball court, have a damn library. I don't give a shit what you do. The more that you improve your lot in life, the more that you improve the neighborhood. I also want you to be strong, and I want you to know the law, and I want you to be armed. I want you to defend yourself, because when a criminal goes to rob one of us 10 good houses, and you stand up and you say, get the fuck out of here, criminal, however you do it, you arrest them, you shoo them away, however the fuck you do it, that's a good thing. Angels need to get organized as much as the devils. Angels need to be organized as good as the devils. Being powerless and just letting crimes happen all the time. How do you think Rodney King felt? You were just a passerby. You walked by while Rodney King. How do you think Jesus felt? He was there being beaten and tortured, and you just walked by and you didn't say shit. When you ignore crimes, when you ignore injustice, you're on the side of the criminal oppressor, molester, pieces of shit. Jesus saw you, and then you kind of looked the other way, right? Because it was like 3 fucking Roman soldiers, and they were too strong, and you were like, well, shit, I guess Jesus is fucked now. The Roman soldiers just got a hold of Jesus. I guess he's fucked now. And I don't believe in the historical Jesus, but I guarantee you there was like a lot of Jesus Christ figures. Somebody that got a little bit of power and started threatening the Roman Empire. No wonder the Roman Empire got rid of them. The Roman Empire were a bunch of authoritarian, fascist pieces of shit. Jesus said for us to be nice, and then got a following. So was Jesus actually real? I don't know. But I bet you there was a lot. John the Baptist was a Jesus figure. 1 million Jews were killed in that Roman Jewish war of 70 AD. So there's another felony menacing number 5. Felony menacing number 4. There's a white truck doing some felony menacing. Driving up off a Delaware Trail next to my land. Yeah, that's another fucking thing. So Danny Sanchez got all these crimes. I reported all this. You got Schultz and Sanchez and Soto Cruz. They knew all this stuff beforehand. They're going to try to turn it all around and try to pretend like, minimize it, but they didn't want to do shit. Just like my abusers, when I was being abused at school, at my grandmother's house, they weren't going to do shit. In fact, they was going to keep driving me to the house because they want to keep on being friends with Barbara Williams, a fucking right-wing racist piece of shit. White supremacist racist piece of fucking goddamn garbage. Keep driving me to get abused more and more and more. They didn't want to hear about it. They didn't want to fucking know what the fuck she did to me. Because they didn't want to have to stand up. And then they work so hard to be your fucking friend, and they know, they'd rather go with the devil they knew than the devil they didn't know. And it was the angel they didn't know. That's Catholic shit too. Catholics know that children will love you no matter how much you abuse them. So Catholics abuse their fucking kids to the hilt. It's 100% sure it's Jinx. 100% sure it's Robert Pickrell. Kenny Capin was the white truck going in and out of Robert Pickrell's house, and, you know, I'm 95% sure it's Kenny Capin. Motherfucking Noah Spalding did some shit too. But all this happened. My dog got murdered. There's a Hiram Richardson's firing gunshots up over my head. Yellow Penske truck is looking to clean my house. A big dump truck is looking to clean my house. I walk away from my house, and you got a dump truck and a pickup truck and a pickup truck, and then you have a white pickup truck. And I told the damn sheriff about all this shit. And none of that seems suspicious to you. I live in the middle of nowhere, and the one day I didn't leave my house for 30 days, but the one day I left my house to help a fucking friend get a fucking goddamn grocery, and then motherfucking Courtney and Justin, when I asked the fucking friend that I gave a ride to if I could get a ride, Courtney fucked around, made sure I didn't have a fucking ride, made sure I couldn't go to no fucking place. They want to joyride with the fucking vehicle. They're a bunch of authoritarian pieces of fucking goddamn garbage. They don't give a shit. And people are driving around my house, and I guarantee you Justin and Courtney knows exactly what the fuck that piece of shit is driving around my fucking house for. I think it's some goddamn child molesting fucking Nazi piece of shit. Some kind of child molesting Nazi fucking sodomite piece of shit. Nah, some creepy fuck either fell in love with me or wants to fucking kidnap my kids driving around my fucking property. It's not a police action. You could not point to any Colorado law that says that some random fucking citizen could just go around fucking harassing fucking people. He's in a harassing fucking right-wing sovereign piece of shit. Courtney and Justin knows exactly who that white truck is driving around my fucking house. They're going to say who it is, or they're going to apologize, or they're going to be any decent, they're going to show any fucking shred of decency whatsoever.